My name is Christine Mare. I am from Masaka district, Karungu district in Masaka. This is my farm. I do it with my son, but he's absent all the time. He's a pilot, so he's away all the time. But we are doing it together. It's on, we have coffee on about 6 acres and banana plantation on 3 acres, but we intend to extend. We even have some holes gaping, waiting to be filled with coffee. We have more land. We have an intention of extending even further. For example, we have some animals which give us manure. We have goats, sheep, and cattle, which give us manure. That's what we are putting on the coffee. Mr. Mwanga showed us the proper way, the right way to do it. So at the moment, I can proudly say that whatever we're doing is organic. Yes, and we have got bigger berries, and I'm sure bigger money will come. Yes. I started farming. Initially, I started because my own parents were farmers. We had coffee, we survived on selling coffee and bananas, beans, foodstuffs. That's how I knew that is something that would see me through in this world where business is not quite so reliable, especially when you are relying on foreign importation. It can be tricky when you are importing. So I thought, because I have the land and the weather is good, the soil is good, I thought I could give it a trial, as my parents did. My parents did farming without guidance and what, so I thought maybe I could try and find some people who have done the agriculture and know how to do proper farming. I thought I could try it and see what happens. And it happened. So I started by planting coffee. I did intercropping coffee with the bananas. Initially, I didn't do it the right way. The yield wasn't good. Then I had some help from my nephew, who showed me how it could be more paying. So my nephew introduced me to better seedlings, manure, and looking after the coffee as you would your earning. So I did that, and I started getting some good yield. But then I think the problem I faced first was the labor and the market. So the market is limited. So you have someone buying coffee, you are at their mercy. But that's how we are moving with them. People are buying. So even other farmers were very interested, but we would like to be shown the best way. Sometimes you see like on TV, Brazil has done this, and I think we can do it here in Uganda if we have the guidance and the market. This district, Masaka district, used to be a very rich district in terms of having much, coffee and bananas. My own husband was going to school, and my mother managed to buy him a car, buying someone a car, a woman from the village buying someone a car. That was good. But then, at a certain point, there was no guidance. No market, and people started cutting down the coffee trees and planting other things, beans, what. People started realizing that actually coffee is a cash crop, a good cash crop. So we started. And I think if we, maybe I'm repeating myself, but if we got some good guidance, it would be very good for not only for us, but for the country. Yeah, if we got some external help, I think that would be a good thing for us in terms of market, in terms of guidance. I think we would love that. Normally, I think anybody would do. If something is giving you, then you have to put in more effort. You have to feed it, and then you get out of it. If we got at least like each district got a processing plant, process our coffee and export it as coffee, as Uganda coffee, process it as put our names on it, people would see how good it tastes. And I think that would seal the deal. Because if we have our own processing plant in the district, you don't have to travel a long distance to go and sell or what. So if I'm having my coffee and I know it's being processed there, I see a label with maybe a local label, I get a chance of going to other countries. I see they are drinking our coffee, and of course our pockets are also very happy. Why not? We would very much appreciate if we had a processing plant here in Uganda. Yes. But the problem we are facing is labor. Seriousness. People will come to work after a short time. When they get little, they go away. But we are trying, and we have someone who is dedicated, Mr. Mwanga, who is a very dedicated person, going from farm to farm, really so selflessly guiding us, even not expecting to be paid, but to show that we have to resume and make our country like great again by earning, getting children to school. Mr. Mwanga has tried to get us extra help, waking up very early in the morning, bring those people to work while he's there. He's done a lot, and I think if we continue like this, we'll do better. He has been guiding us about against using some pesticides and providing organic fertilizer and organic pesticides. And there is a big difference, So I think if we continue, if these 6 acres we have, when they take off, they have already taken off, but if we see that the trees are really giving us more, if something gives you more, you also put in more. Yes, and with the bananas, we are already eating, but that's not what we want. We want to export. Export and show off what we are doing here, and how we are earning. And this will draw other people into farming, because if they see you proudly earning, they will come. Yes. They will come, they will enter. There's a lot of wasted land. I'm not saying wasted, but if you grow beans, in 3 months the beans will be ready. And you will sell the beans at not even the cost, because there's so much you put in and you get little. This is short term, these seasonal crops. Whereas if I had my coffee, I don't have to grow beans. I'll sell my coffee and buy. Because I've gotten much money from the coffee, so I can buy the beans. Not so? I think so. I think so. I can do that. I would just grow for just little as a hobby, the beans, but put an emphasis on something that I know is going to pay me. Which is okay. Yeah. And this is some of them when this corn is grown on 4 acres of land. We tried before, but this time we've tried with the organic fertilizer. Unfortunately, we started late because we didn't have labor. Had we had labor earlier, it would be a different story. Because as you can see, we started late. We had the problem of the armyworm, but we contained it. And if we can produce something like this with all those problems, the sun, the armyworm, I think now that we know what to do, and if we get more guidance and help, I think it will do much better. As you can see, the soil is sandy, but getting something like this in a sandy soil with the sun scorching and the armyworm, I think it would do great. It's all organic, nothing but organic. When we were affected by the armyworm, we had a batch from the manufacturer and sprayed. Unfortunately, it didn't work well. Then Mr. Mwanga called him and he told him what was going on. He came personally and saw what was going on. So he offered a free 20-liter jerry can of
Black-off. It's called
Black-off.
Yeah.
And we had to spray each and every plant, each and every one. Mr. Mwanga was here up to 8 o'clock because he said it has to be sprayed. The worm attacks at night, so we had to spray in the evening from 4 upwards. Yeah. So Mr. Mwanga would be here. This is the manager. They would be up to 8 o'clock spraying. But you can see the results, really.
Yeah. You
can see the results. Yes, the leaves are all in tatters, but we have corn.
Yeah.
We have corn, really. And whatever we have used, as we mentioned before, is all